this video, we're going to talk all about the blocks that are capable of producing a redstone signal. And obviously, we're going to start with the most standard source of redstone power, the Redstone Torch. Obviously, the Redstone Torch is the most basic source of redstone power. A redstone torch powers the block that contains it, plus the block above it, as long as it is a solid block. The redstone torch also acts as a signal inverter. That is to say, if the power is transmitted from one block to another, the redstone torch that is attached to will be then switched off. All right, let's quickly talk about another power source that's constantly turned on, the Redstone Block. So the Redstone Block will only power a block that is attached to it. It will not power any more blocks above that block that it's attached to, like the Redstone Torch will. One thing about the Redstone Torch is that it's destroyed by water, where the Redstone Block, perfectly fine in water. And the Redstone Block will also invert Redstone Torch signals. Should we maybe talk about buttons? So buttons are switches that can be activated by either stone or wood. They are activated by simply right-clicking on the buttons, and the wooden button can be activated by an arrow. I didn't know that until this video. So the main feature of a button is that it has a monetary pulse. Look what else I discovered. Once the arrow is still in it, it stays on. Interesting. Cool. Anyway, let's pick that up. Buttons provide a monetary pulse of power to their own block. So this wooden one here is providing power to the cyan block, and the stone one is providing power to the purple block, sending a signal out to the redstone lamps, which are far out there. I don't know. I could have put them up against it. I just didn't. The pulse from a stone block is only activated for a second, where the pulse from a wooden block is activated for 1.5 seconds. Again, unless it's hit by an arrow, which we just discovered, and then it stays on until the arrow disappears, which I think is like a minute. I think that's how long it takes for an arrow to despawn. Anyway, so the lever we briefly talked about in my last redstone video, it's just a simple on and off switch that powers this block and sends a redstone signal out to that lamp down there. Now let's talk about some pressure plates. So pressure plates are also quite simple. With a wooden one, you can walk on it, it provides a redstone signal. You can throw some crap on it and it provides a redstone signal. Now with a stone pressure plate, I can walk on it, it'll provide a redstone signal. However, if I throw the crap on it, it will not provide a redstone signal. Now, weighted pressure plates, such as the iron or the gold, and I'm pretty sure that's it. Let's just check the inventory real quick. Yes. So, the only two are the iron and the gold. Now, the weighted pressure plates operate a little differently. They will activate if I put some junk on it. However, the more junk I add to the pressure plates, the more signal I'm going to get. So now that I have like all of my stuff on there, you can see that I'm getting at least 3 blocks of redstone signal, where if I if I stand on this one here, I think I'm only getting 1. So weighted pressure plates, a little bit different. If you want to do the cool way and use your pressure plates to open up doors, just use a wooden one or stone one. Next on the agenda is the daylight sensor. So a daylight sensor functions as a light detector or a solar panel of sorts. A daylight sensor gives an analog output in the early morning. As you can see, it's not very strong, not strong enough to light up this lamp, but if I was to put it here, it will light up the lamp. Anyway, however, if I were to switch the time to noon, boom, it'll light up that lamp because it's got more daylight, hence the daylight sensor. At night, in this scenario right now, it's going to provide, let's just time set night. Yeah, see, so it's not going to provide any redstone signal unless I switch it to a night. So I think it works kind of the same idea. So let's go time set midnight. There we go. So it's the same idea. It operates on the moonlight, and you can kind of work them back and forth. If I put a glass block over the daylight sensor, maybe if we try it this way. It will weaken the signal, reducing it to nothing depending on the time of day and the type of block that's over it. So just a heads up, you'll need to collect netherite quartz before you can make a daylight sensor, and daylight sensors also power their own block, but not the one underneath it. Next up on our list, the tripwire. The tripwire is simply made just by using 2 trip hooks and a piece of string in between the 2 blocks. Whenever this tripwire is disturbed by either a player or a mob, it then sends a signal. And it goes for both sides as well. So if I were to do this side over here with the same blocks and then go through it, see? There we go. Now, a lot of people like to use the tripwire for traps, such as like the TNT. So if we grab a TNT, boom. Yeah. So another way you can blow somebody up in a trap if you want is using a trapped chest. The trapped chest works in conjunction with a repeater. And when you open it, as you can see over here, the redstone lamp lit up. So the signal is very weak in a single player game, but in a multiplayer game, it's increased by 1 for everyone who's viewing the chest inventory at the same time. So the more people that have this chest open, the stronger signal it gets. So next up, we're going to talk about the detector rail, which is that little guy right there. And every time this minecart travels over the detector rail, it's going to send a signal to that lamp, providing, obviously, the redstone power. It's not a lot of redstone power, but it's redstone power nonetheless, so I included it in this video. So next up is also a relatively new block, and it is the target block, first introduced in the Nether update. Nice. So, first introduced in the Nether update, the target block is pretty simple. You shoot it, and the closer you get to the center, the more redstone output you get. So, if I were to have this good whack right there in the center, it lit up that block. However, if I was to just not in any of it, it lit up this one, but it won't light up that one. So the closer to the center of the target block you are, the more redstone output you'll get. Last on our list is the Skulk sensor. I don't know why I got a shrieker in my hand. I don't need that. So the Skulk sensor, first introduced in 1.19, the wild update, and what it does is it detects vibrations from either the player or an event. So like that minecart that's going over there, it will actually detect the vibrations from it. Right now it won't because I got it blocked by these 2 wool blocks, but as you can see, every time the minecart goes by, it sends a signal. Now, obviously, it's gonna be a little different every time. Way back here, if I were to jump, say it only gave 3 blocks of redstone signal, but if I were to jump up here, it went all the way down. It really depends on how close you are to the Skulk sensor for the redstone signal, but I think it does a maximum of the 15. So there you have it, every redstone power source block in Minecraft. Obviously, if I forgot any, please let me know down in the comments below. Also, please make sure you like and subscribe. This video was a lot of fun to do, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye! If you didn't get a chance to look at my basic principles of redstone video, it's right here on the screen. Make sure you click and go check it out.